What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to do kind of a weird one. I've decided that we're going to take a look at stamp bundles to start with. I do have a collection of stamp bundles. And then we're going to veer off the tracks of stamps a little bit, and we're going to get into some coins and some marbles. So, kind of oddball episode, but I don't know, it just popped in my head and I figured why not share this stuff. So we're going to take a look at my stamp bundle collection to start and talk about it a little bit. When I started out stamping, I got into every facet that I could, and bundles was one of them, and I had this grand idea in my head that I was going to have a huge stamp bundle collection. And I'm going to admit, even as I sit here saying this, I mean, I don't really understand the point of stamp bundles. Honestly, it seems like the stamps kind of get damaged being stuck in these little bundles with these bands on them. So it's clearly not the best way to store stamps, but, you know, I'm not the only one out there that collected these, and I don't really know what to do with them. You know, the truth is I actually spent a fair bit of money getting this many of them, and I had a plan originally of I was going to get a big clear case, like a acrylic shelf kind of thing, like cabinet, and with sliding drawers, and I was going to fill the whole thing with stamp bundles. That fell through. I realized at some point that the actual money that I would need to spend to get enough stamp bundles to fill this like 2-foot cabinet that I had bought would be absurd, and I kind of gave up. So anyways, let's take a look at some of these stamp bundles. Actually, first, I need to make a cup of coffee. Well, wouldn't you know it, I just went right ahead and dropped the box. Had them all nice and neat in there. Whoops. Okay, well, that was fun, picking all that up. You know how sometimes you're like, you get in your own head and you say, don't drop something while you're picking it up? Well, that happened. I literally was thinking, don't drop it, and I dropped it. I was like, what? So these are stamp bundles, right? So, first off, I have a ridiculous amount of this stamp bundled. I bought a whole freaking pack. Well, not like intentionally. I bought a stamp collection that had a giant thick pack with so many of these bundles of the same stamp over and over. I think this is called the sitar or something like that. Indian instrument, right? So that's one that there is an abundance of. And yeah, of course, you guys probably have seen these already, so I'm not going to spend all day on these, but man, look at that. So many. Ridiculous. Yeah, I got into them at some point. So I was doing worldwide, and I will say there's something about these that I do like. C45, so that must be airmail. U.S. airmail stamp used. I mean, some of them are in okay shape compared to others. It's just, you know, obviously, like, when you strap this band on them, I mean, it creates indents, damages the perfs, so kind of a shame to me. It seems like some people had a better method than others to wrap these up. Get Poland. And, yeah, so, you know, what the heck am I going to do with all these guys? Love stamp, number 3657. Some of them, they actually write how many are in the bundle, right? And so there's 100 stamps in this one bundle. I think most of them are 100 per bundle, you know, 50 to 100, that kind of idea. There's some that are clearly bigger than others. Romania, Netherlands. That one actually has a cancel on it. 1962, I think. Rotterdam. So yeah, some people like these. I have seen videos out there. Coffee. People have already made videos on other stamp channels about these bundles. Look at that one, little damage. This Australia. Kind of sucks. So, yeah, see, you guys can tell I'm kind of not really sure what to say. I mean, it's kind of self-evident what they're all about here. I mean, bundles and bundles of different stamps from around the world. And let me just take this whole big tray, set it aside. We'll go with this one. I scooped them into here. But I do like them, aesthetically. I mean, it's cool. It's a pretty little neat bundle of stamps. Some of them I like more than others. Interesting, they packaged this one in glassine. This is South Africa. It's a little slippery. South Africa, this one. 40 of them. India, first aerial post Golden Jubilee. Well, I mean, some of them look pretty cool. What is this? This looks like Great Britain. You see that? There's a portrait of I think Victoria there. This one's coming undone. India. Yeah, when I dropped the box, I burst a bundle. So this bundle is my fault. I'll have to find a little rubber band or something to keep together. I think it came out of this paper piece here, so I kept it. Maybe I could get a little piece of tape and put this back together. So yeah, one of the many things that I bothered to just go nuts with when I started this hobby back in 2020. You guys starting to understand how many of these I have, huh? I was giving bundles of these ones, this Indian stamp, in my grab bags because I'm trying to get rid of them. Honestly, I have so many of those. These giant stacks of them doesn't even scratch the surface of how many I have of this stamp. It was ridiculous. What the heck? And I think that I got all these from a $30 collection I bought on eBay, and one of the parts of the collection just happened to be a giant bundle. I think he said, like, I don't know how many it said on there, 100,000 or something. I thought it was so cool. I'm like, wow, $30, I got all those stamps and a whole bunch of other stuff too. I mean, it was a fair deal the guy gave me, that's for sure, but still to this day, what am I going to do with all those? Seems ridiculous. Here's Pakistan. That's actually pretty cool. The hourglass. Yeah, I took the, looks like maybe 100, almost looks like 700. Of course, it's folded. I took the cabinet that I was keeping all these in, and I took it to work so I can keep like little knickknackies, automotive, mechanical stuff in there. Pipe cleaners and wire ties and stuff. Black Heritage stamp. And so I ended up trying to stuff all these into this box. I still can't believe that I dropped the box. How stupid. I actually took a fair bit of time. It's like a puzzle to try and fit all these and stack that box and get as many in there as you can. Darn it. Australia bundle. USA flag stamp. 3833. That's the Scott number. I kind of remember buying these. Like this was from the same purchase. This one too. Yeah, these like love stamps here. So, people do collect this stuff, though. Like, people do this. I wonder about the guy who sits there and sorts these stamps into piles, counts them, holy crap, and then actually bundles them. What is his fascination with bundling? Something else that I think about when I look at all these, like here's France. I kind of want to burst the bundles. Like, what cool cancels might be hiding on any one of these? Probably 30 or 40 stamps here. There could be cool stuff on them. I won't know unless I burst the bundle, and I don't want to. Well, that's the German post horn, Deutsche Bundepost. Those ones, some of those post horns, some issues of those can have decent value in the cat. Love stamps. Bobby Jones. There's more French. Is this the same? Looks the same. I mean, like that's a nice looking postmark. I wonder what is hidden away. So yeah, I figured I'd just kind of share and show some of these. I've never talked about these really. But yeah, for me to get this whole box full, I spent hundreds of dollars on these stamp bundles, India, and from different places too. Correo. Yeah, I bought them from all around. So I'm pretty sure some of them were fair deals, others were probably not as fair. I do like this South African one. That's cool. I think we showed those. So I figured I'd share these. Why not? And yeah, for now, I'm not going to really do anything with them. I'm just going to keep them in this box. I mean, heck, what am I going to do with these? Actually, the thought just crossed my mind of I could burst these, and this would be the beginnings of revitalizing my stamp container there for my grab bags. That's Japan. But I don't think I'm gonna. I would feel so bad. Somebody, like, people bothered to make these into bundles and to just rip them apart. I don't know. There was so much organization, I'm sure, that had to happen. Sorting and whatnot. Japan again. Just to get these made. I mean, just the amount that we're looking at here, I can only imagine how much time and sorting it takes just to create this many. And they're cool, If you guys are wondering, if you guys can hear this kind of little shh noise, I bought a nebulizer and I put fragrance oils in it, like essential oils. Fills up my whole apartment with nice, pretty smells. It's pretty cool. The oils are a little expensive, but it's a nice stack. 2007. Look at these. Some of these I can't even. South Africa, 60. Neatly bundled in a little glassine. There you go. Number 53. 15 cent. So, Nigeria? Nigeria. That's a thick little bundle. Yeah, I never looked through these. It's actually kind of cool to see these again. I mean, I really do have quite a variety of different stamps here. I really was serious about it. Like, I got into stamp bundles, I got into sheets, I got individual stamps, worldwide stamps, Yeah, this just somehow I thought was neat when I first started out. Man, there really is so many. That's a lot. And then, I mean, jeez, guys, look at this is a big, tall box. There is a lot in here. I do have plenty of duplication with those Indian stamps, but there's stuff hanging around. So, anyways, I think that was pretty much as in-depth as I'm going to go. What is this? Aiden. That's cool. So, yeah, stamp bundles. You guys have probably seen them at some point, heard of them. I have a big old collection. So. Anyways, let's move on to coins. My little my one little album of coins. All right, so let me just slip this in here real quick. Unfortunately, I bought a big old pack of Guatemalan coffee, and I don't really like it. What the heck? I would take a French or an Italian roast or a Colombian or whatever over this Guatemalan coffee any day. Not very good. Anyways, I have here the Civil War coin collection. Now, this is from Mystic. Doesn't it just ooze their classic album pages here? Mystic, nice pages though. This is me somewhat intentionally succumbing to the marketing pressure of Mystic. I also started this early on in my collecting career here back in 2020, right after COVID. This is Mystic sending me crap in the mail and me thinking, sure, what the hey, why not? Hey, I was just going nuts collecting anything I possibly could, basically, at that point, and coins were one of the things. Although I went way crazy into stamps, I let Mystic have me, let's say. I said, fine. They would send me this stuff in the mail, these packs of coins, right, that are on approval, and it's just week by week. Sometimes they send me one, sometimes they send me two. And after I actually bought enough coins, they sent me this album with these pages, so you can read about the Civil War and what happened and all that. So it's a nice book. I do like it, I will say. Look at this, Stonewall Jackson. And so some history and whatnot. Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. I'm not going to lie. Sorry, I actually haven't read these pages, but I've skimmed through some of it. I mean, it's nice, Maybe one day I'll sit down and actually read them all. But yeah, so this actually took a long time to build. There's a fair bit of coins in here at this point. Now, these coins, whether they send me one or a pack of two, and depending on the different coins, you'll see there's variations throughout this album. $20 to $30 a coin. So yeah, I mean, this added up, and so some of them are. Let's see, what do we have here? Actually, as I look at this, I do like this. I mean, I like this stuff. These are $50, okay, and yeah, they would send it to you, and they each have their little individual packs, right? And this is kind of how they would do it. Usually there'd be one in each side, that kind of idea. Like this one, the Battle of Hatteras Inlet, 1861, August 28th to 9th. They've got these really nice, really pretty, scenes put onto these coins, and so some of them are actually really cool. Of course, this isn't anything particularly rare or anything like that. I mean, these are all available at Mystic right now, I'm pretty sure. And so if you were into the Civil War, you were into coin collecting, boom, I mean, here's the thing that you could do. So yeah, I ended up accruing a fair bit of these coins. I haven't even heard of some of this. Battle of Appomattox, 1865. Stonewall Jackson, William T. Sherman, J.E.B. Stuart. I have no idea what he did. Jefferson Davis, we know him. And so, yeah, they're broke down into sections. So, whatever. These were probably like battles or famous people. I didn't look. This is Battle Flags is the next section here. And so they just break down different battle flags and discuss them all. It's a cool little book. I do like it, I will say. But I had a problem. Here you go. I like these ones. I like these gold ones. They're pretty. I did have a problem with, they seemed voracious. I mean, you know, they ended up pissing me off, and I still owe them money, and that's fine. They can just, you know, they can soak in their dissatisfaction that I didn't keep buying these, because it seemed like they were pushing me. You know, like, I'm not made of money, and even back then I was just ready to just pop thousands of dollars on all kinds of anything collectible, right? That's what I was doing. And it just seemed like sometimes it was multiple times a week that they were sending me these. I'm like, guys, you know, take it easy. I mean, you know, send me one a week, send me two a week. Okay, you know, that's like $50 to $60 like a week, right? Like, all right, owie, but okay. And like, you know, over time I'll get to build it, and you know, I did. But yeah, then there was just like multiple shipments every week, and some of them I didn't want, and I'd have to bother to mail them back, and it's a little annoying. Right, these, like, I didn't request any of these; they just sent them to me. So I talked to Mystic, and I said, don't send me anymore. Stop sending me stuff. Don't send me stamps on approval. Don't send me coins on approval. And they stopped for a month or two, and then just boom, right back in. They started mailing me crap again, and I said, bing, screw you guys. I'm not gonna freaking pay you. I'm just gonna let you hang out to dry. And then it became month after month. I mean, I got the same letters over and over. Collections, we need our money. You want to be in good standings with us, right? Well, you better pay. You owe us for this. And then it became, we're going to actually send you to collections. You know, they give letters that are like somewhat threatening, like, you need to pay us, okay? And I already know from the past, like 20 years ago when I was a kid, I screwed Mystic over way back. They sent me some stamps and I didn't pay for them. Actually, I became aware, just to talk, I do love these, by the way. They're gold and beautiful, lovely. I learned at some point, if somebody sends you stuff in the mail that you didn't order, you can rightfully keep it. And I learned that from Sports Illustrated, because they sent me a book, like a hardcover book, a big book of swimsuit babes. And I asked my dad, I was like, what the heck? Like, this book just arrived in the mail, and they're demanding that I pay them like $50 for this book. And I was a kid, like $50. I didn't have that. I didn't have $20. I thought, what the heck? And my father was like, you don't have to pay them. If somebody just sends you stuff in the mail and claims that you have to pay them, total baloney. They're taking that risk, and that's a scam in a way. You know, Sports Illustrated tried to get me, and I never paid them, and I still have the book. And so yeah, just a heads up for any of you out there. I mean, if one day you just get some, you know, merchandise or something in the mail, and you're like, I actually didn't order this, they literally just sent it to me and are demanding that I pay for it, that legally you don't have to pay for. Like, you can just keep it. They gave it to you, in essence. You know, but most people, I think, are unaware of that, and they're either dumb enough or insecure about it, and they're like, crap, I guess I need to pay these people. And so yeah, anyway, so the last shipment that Mystic sent me of coins, I didn't pay for. I think I got 3 coins or something like that. They sent me 2, and then they sent me another, and they realized I didn't pay, and they stopped finally sending me stuff. So yeah, I haven't paid them. I probably owe them $60, $70, $80. I don't know, whatever it is, less than 100 for sure. But then it became, I need to pay them, and it was non-stop letters. I mean, just every other day a letter from Mystic saying to pay, and I'm just like flipping them the bird in my head, like, no, I told them to stop. So anyways, I'm not going to rant forever about it. That was a pretty good rant. But yeah, I mean, I just was like, done. Like, screw them. You know, if I told them to stop sending me stuff and they keep sending me stuff, I mean, I know they're a business. I mean, clearly they're trying to gouge me, and that's screwed up. And so now they get what they deserve, which is they're going to lose out on me buying more. But yeah, some of these did come with little cutouts to tell history, right, based on whatever is depicted on the coin. It is a nice book. I am glad that I did this, and while I don't have any intentions to continue building it, I'm glad that I have it. I like these coins. You know, I didn't really get into coins. I know that stamps and coins go hand in hand. Some of these are really pretty. You know, I don't know how they put this. Somehow they print these things onto these coins, and they're all beautiful mint coins. And I just don't know. What I worry about with these is what kind of appreciation would I really see over years with these Mystic coins. I mean, how collectible are these? You know, I just, I don't know. Anyways, you can see I had a good bit, and they sent me all the pages and stuff. I actually saved every single one that they sent me, the package. I saved them all. I hole punched them, and I kept them. And I did that just in case one day I wanted to turn around and sell them. And I could put them back into their original package, you know, with the description. It has the Mystic number on it and all that stuff. So that was it for the coin collection. My favorites are definitely the gold coins. Are these $50 as well? I'm not actually sure. I'm not going to take them out. I think that they're $50. But yeah, I mean, I like them. They're pretty coins. They're cool to look at. They shine and gleam, you know. They're nice. I do like this. So, anyways, I thought I'd share. This isn't my entire coin collection, but this is just the only album that I have, and one of the few kind of bits of collecting that I've gotten into outside of stamps. So, I mean, if this is your bag of chips, I mean, go ahead and get them from Mystic. It makes for a nice album. It's actually a nice the actual album itself is kind of nice. It's not super padded, but it feels decent. It's clearly not real leather. But yeah, I mean, they sent me this for free, right? This album and the pages as I was buying the coins. So anyway, this is a thing that's out there. It's available if anybody's interested in that. Yeah, just go check it out at Mystic. I do like it. And if you're into the Civil War history and any of that, this is a fun, cool way to check it out and to start building a coin collection. You know, even, I don't know how much money I actually spent on all these coins. But I know that I could at least at some point turn around and flip this for some kind of money, some kind of return. And like I was saying, that's the one thing I just don't know is, will these actually gain value with time? I don't really think so. I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, if any of you have any opinions on, will this appreciate all these coins? I mean, I'm sure I have easily $1,000 in here, something worth of coins that I paid out of pocket. Will it be worth more in 20 years? I don't know. I really don't know with these kind of coins that have been printed on. So, a little insecure about that, honestly, personally. But, anyways, let's move on to my marbles. Alrighty, guys, so this is my marble collection. Whew. I got this big old box of marbles. This is near and dear to my heart. This is one of the only things that I got from my mother before she passed. So this is extreme sentimental value for me. Not only do I think it's awesome, it comes in this wonderful case, a little dusty, I need to wipe it off, but beautiful case. And actually I think I'm going to have to spin it so I can open this properly. Okay. So, yeah, my mother lived in Colorado, I grew up there with her, and my dad, of course, and she had a gallery, okay? In Colorado, there was antique galleries, and my grandma, her mother, also had a gallery, so I think she probably got it from grandma, but they would go garage sale hopping and always be looking for unique, cool things that were antique or old, and they would put it in their gallery, and they would make a little bit of money. People will buy things. It was like a giant warehouse. I'm sure you guys are familiar with something like the big warehouse, lots of different booths where people accumulate and sell their own cool collectible things, antiques, what have it. And so she had one at Grandma, and this was one of the things that she had in there. And I guess she didn't sell it. She decided to give it to me instead. I'm really glad she did, because I think this thing is so freaking cool. This is lovely. I love the wooden box, which is nothing special. It's just a box, but I like it. And I like that all of these were hers. You know, she touched these. She had these. This is the kind of stuff that she loved. You know, every marble is unique and different. And so I went at some point trying to learn how to value these marbles. It's its own world. I mean, there is a lot to know about marbles, and you know, but it didn't seem honestly quite as ridiculous, let's say, as stamp collecting, to kind of learn and understand these. But it does go in depth. There is a lot to know, and you know, kind of like to get to the point where you can just look at these marbles and say, oh my gosh, you know, you got yourself a unique one here. It takes a bit of time, and I can't even remember anymore, but a lot of these are not very valuable, but this is pretty cool to look at. I mean, I think a kid would have a blast looking at all these cool different marbles, different sizes. They got a little tiny guy. I think that was like really small. They're all made out of different stuff. So yeah, this does have, that was a majority of them on top, and I do keep down here the special ones. Oh, cool. Marble tongs, huh? That's pretty cool. I didn't even remember about these. I had them. So this is a big one. Pretty neat. I like that. But these are probably the more unique, rare ones. And maybe I'll bring you down so we can get a better look at these. Oh, the lighting isn't working out very well, but these, obviously somebody bothered to actually encase in this awesome little case here, because they're a little more rare, more valuable, that kind of idea. Man, it's really hard to see these with a black background. So anyways, you guys can see, I think that, if I recall, when I was checking out how to value these, which ones are rare, that kind of stuff, it's hard to remember, but something about the amount of swirls, the way that they're swirled, you know, just kind of indicates that they were made with better craftsmanship or more rare. Like this one has a bunch of different colors and swirls, and so yeah, they're all pretty cool. Do I think that I have anything that's, you know, particularly valuable? Yoicks! I don't think so. But I think that these are a little bit more valuable than all of the other ones. And so I don't think you're going to be able to see very well through this side. But yeah, what to do with this stuff? Well, for one thing, I'm just going to keep them because they were Mom's. And so actually, as I think about it, I'll probably keep this my whole life, you know, unless I go bankrupt and somebody takes them. Or actually, I don't think they can take heirloom items in a bankruptcy, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm not going to turn around and sell these, like, unless I absolutely had to, you know. I want to keep these. And I think that this kind of stuff does appreciate, at least some. So yeah, this is where I'm just not a marble expert. I'm not really an expert in anything, even stamps, but I know way more about stamps than marbles by far. And you know, what to what to think of these. I don't know if any of you out there are like, dude, I mean, you've got something special, or you can tell, or if you have like a great resource, like go to this website and they're going to help you break down how to identify, what these are and the value. I appreciate that. That'd be nice of you. Like I said, I did some research and I did deduce that these are better than the other ones. But yeah, nothing that was going to like change my life and make me rich. But yeah, I love that Mom collected this kind of stuff. And what makes me sad is, what other stuff. I mean, she died, and she had a lot of stuff. I just have no idea what happened to it all. I mean, she was quite the collector. And so this is one of the things that she gave me. I will mention also, she gave me a big bag of Indian head pennies, Indian heads, wheat pennies. There was like a couple of buffalo nickels in this big bag, like a big sack. I think it was in a Crown Royal sack. And so, like, I did get some of her stuff, and I'm so glad that I have it. Yeah, I went looking through that bag of pennies, and those aren't really worth anything either. So at the end of it all, it just comes down to, this is just cool stuff, cool collectible stuff that are keepsakes. So, yeah, let me swing you around. So that does it for the kind of random stuff here. I just felt like sharing. This marble collection is something that I always have on the shelf, and I look at it and I love it. But yeah, I'm just not going to get into collecting marbles, I don't think, and so that'll kind of never grow. It'll just be exactly how it is. The stamp bundles, I have no intention of buying anymore, so those are just going to sit on the shelf till I one day come up with something to do with those. And yeah, that Civil War coin collection, unless I ever just feel like blowing more money at Mystic, I have no intentions of growing that anymore. And that was it. Yeah, I love these little keepsake stuffs. When I was first starting this channel, I actually was playing with the idea of calling it Kyle's Collectibles, because I do have a broad range of interests, not just stamps, but it became clear to me that stamps captured my interest more than anything else. I do have a part of me that would like to get more into coins. I think that those are pretty cool, and I think that it's a little easier to collect coins than stamps. And there's a part of me that likes that's like the base instinct in the back of my head, like, ooh, shiny, gold, like that kind of feeling. My old friend Spam Risk calls me every day. So yeah, like this base man kind of, ooh, shiny object. I like that about coins. I like that they're shiny and they're precious metals, and but yeah, stamps. Stamps is what took over for me. I love stamps, and as you guys know, I have quite the collection of stuff. As far as size goes, that's for sure. So that was it. Maybe I know that I've done a coin video before. It was not very popular, and so I know you guys come here for stamps to this channel, but maybe at some point I'll pull out that sack of wheat pennies and Indian head pennies and just kind of show you guys that just for fun. But I intend to mainly keep it all about stamps here. I do like to kind of veer off the road a little and just kind of take a tour around to different stuff every now and then. I don't have a whole lot of this kind of stuff to share, so yeah, this kind of was most of my oddball collectibles. Anywho, hope you guys enjoyed the look, and yeah, I mean, if you guys have any input, feel free to leave comments in the comment section down below. Um, you know, like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos. It does help me out, and I appreciate that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little tour of some random collectible stuff. I'll be back later, and we'll do another video, and you betcha it'll be about stamps for sure next time. So I'll catch you later. Be well, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.